हाय, मैं हूं अपूर्व शेठ और मैं स्वागत करता हूं आपका द राइट चॉइसेस विद ओरेकल्स ऑफ दलाल स्ट्रीट के एक और नए एपिसोड पे। पिछले एपिसोड में हम महेंद्र पब्बा जी के साथ बात कर रहे थे और उनके साथ हुए उस एपिसोड में हमने पेयर ट्रेडिंग के बारे में कुछ बेसिक सीखे और देखा कि कैसे आप पेयर ट्रेड्स ढूंढ सकते हो और क्या लॉजिक यूज कर सकते हो। आज के इस एपिसोड में हम पेयर ट्रेडिंग के बारे में और भी ज्यादा विस्तार से देखेंगे और इनका बनाया हुआ सॉफ्टवेयर भी देखेंगे जिससे पेयर ट्रेड्स ढूंढना आसान हो जाए। तो चलिए आज का ये एपिसोड शुरू करते हैं।
Which pair combinations you can make, which pairs you should avoid. So that is the critical part. As I said, initially in the first year, I lost my capital because I have done all sorts of things. So with the experience, I have framed certain rules. If we follow them, then we will mostly not lose our capital. So both the stocks must be from the same industry. It's obvious, right, that some news may affect one sector and may not affect the other sector. Also, stocks must have a close correlation in business model. Example, HDFC Bank and ICICI Bank, if you take, both are private sector banks, but their model is different. HDFC Bank is a retail bank and ICICI Bank is a corporate bank. So we need to be careful while pairing them up. And also at the time of initiation, the correlation between them should be above 70. In our previous example, we say it came to 0.96, right, or 96%. So it should be above 70 before you initiate the trade. So which will tell us that both the stocks will move in the same direction, and temporarily the relationship is broken, and we take advantage of that and we enter the trade.
Okay. So this correlation is for 1 year.
Yeah, correlation is for 1 year. Now, pair trading looks tempting, right? So by seeing the advantages and small disadvantage, everybody would like to jump into the pair trading strategy. I would like to share that it will not be suitable for all kind of risk profiles or all kind of traders. So it is suitable for people who do jobs, who do not have time, and you can take low or medium risk, and who has patience. The critical thing is patience here. If you don't have patience, you will not be able to do pair trading, and who are looking for a decent returns. So it will not give you exorbitant returns, but if you are looking for a decent returns, maybe above mutual funds, returns above mutual funds, then you can go for this pair trading and it will suit you. And people who are already doing a trading or following strategies, they can also do to diversify their trading. So these are the people who the pair trading will be suitable for. And coming for people to whom pair trading will not suit is who have less than 10 lakhs capital. Because in pair trading, we are doing both sides, right? Buy and sell. So the margin requirement would be double. Earlier, a pair used to cost around 80,000 to 1 lakh, maybe at most 2 lakhs, maybe in 15, 16. But because of the margin calculations or margin increase, now a pair will cost around 3 to 4 lakhs. Some may cost around 5 to 6 lakhs also. So as a trader, if you want to do pair trading, your capital needs to be little higher than the 10 lakhs. So you will be able to do that one. You can do with low capital, but sometimes what happens is you get stuck in one of the pair and you will not have enough funds to take another pair, and you will not have any trade for 1 or 2 months. So margin requirement would be anything above 11 lakhs would be fine. 10 lakhs would be fine. Who has time and continuously monitors the market. See, the people who sit in front of the system the whole market time, For them, this would be a difficult strategy to implement, because the number of trades you get, and this would be like a test match watching, right? So people who are watching 2020 and suddenly if they watch test match, that's the difference they will feel. So this may not suit for the people who are used to doing option shorting, and you see after you short, you see the green, right? So for them, it would be a difficult thing to do. And people who cannot take risk. For example, someone who is retired and with his retirement fund, he wants to do trading and wants to do pair trading. For such kind of people, I suggest not to do, because slight risk could be there. So you should look for any other safer avenues. And the most important thing is, if you don't have patience, you will not be able to do pair trading. So I'd like to borrow a quote from Warren Buffett here. The stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient. So if you are not patient, you will not be successful. So for pair trading, it is more important. So need to be having patience, not only at the time of initiating the trade, at the time of booking profit also, the patience is required. And what kind of returns you can expect? 5 to 10% average returns on each trade. Now at low risk level, you will get around 15 to 18 trades per year. And average holding period would be 14 days. And at medium risk level, you will get around 30 to 40 trades per year, and average holding period would be 21. So overall, if you see, you will get around 50 to 60 trades where you will be able to trade. And coming to returns, you can make 18 to 25% per year. And with all the expenses removed, you will be able to make around 15 to 18% net, which is reasonable, right?
Yeah, on your capital.
On capital. Yeah, not on margin, but capital, which is reasonable. As a pair trader, when I started doing, I faced little challenges. So the most important thing is how to identify correlated pairs. There are so many combinations. So how do we identify which pairs are correlated? Because when we said that we enter when the correlation is above 70, so we need to identify what correlation for each pair is. And also the model is based on a lot of statistical calculations. So that would be a difficult thing. So maybe you can use Excel to do the calculations, but tracking multiple pairs is a difficult thing. Okay, 1 or 2 pairs, maybe maximum 10 to 15 pairs, you will be able to do the macros and do it in Excel. But more than that, it won't be able to handle. So that is the challenge. And the lack of historical performance of each pair is also a challenge. For example, any pair which reaches the entry point, and if we know that historically, if at that point it has given good returns, then confidently we can take the trade. So the lack of historical performance of each pair is a challenge. So as a trader, I face similar challenges. So then I decided that, okay, let's solve these challenges. So what I have done is I have developed a software which is called as Pair Trade Screener. So Screener is an analytical software based on the pair trading system. So what it does is it identifies tradable pairs with entry and exit levels based on the EOD data and live data. If you look at the features, predefined pairs are there. So as we said that it needs to be the same sector and business model needs to be same. So based on that, so predefined pairs are created and pairs are being given. Pairs are rated based on past performance. So the past performance data is available since June 2012. So that is 10 years with different entry criteria, exit criteria, and stop loss settings. And lot of charts are there. You can see what are the active trades and what were the past trades. And it's available in Android and Windows system also. Now let's jump to screener and look some of the features. Okay. So screener has multiple tabs. So if you go to EOD, here we have the pair combinations displayed here, TechM and TCS, TechM and Infi, and the rating is also displayed here. So some of them are gold rated, some of them are silver, and some of them are bronze, and some are not rated. And it will display at what standard deviation or what Z-score it is currently trading at. So TechM and TCS is at 2.53, and TechM and Infi is at 2.39. Similarly, Bajaj Twins are at 2.38. Now we have a filter here. By default, it will display the correlation which is above 70. And I can just do a search for whichever pair combination I want. I want HDFC. So I'll be able to see all the HDFC combinations. Here HDFC Life is also there, HDFC Bank. Similarly, I can go for a sector also. I can see banking index. So all the banking pair combinations are displayed. I can click on the chart here. So it will display all the banking index components from last 1 year. So if you take as a base as 8th July, so since then, which stock has outperformed, which stock has underperformed. Here, if we see, Canara Bank has outperformed and the PNB is underperformed. Now, if you look at this chart, we will know that all the stocks move in the same direction. If one falls, all are falling, and all are going up. So I can just remove that. Okay, Canara Bank I remove, and PNB which are underperformed. Now you'll know which banks are at a similar level. So these three banks are at a similar level, like IndusInd Bank, Axis Bank, and HDFC Bank. I can just switch off and I can monitor. This pair is good. Here the gap is created, gap is closed, gap is again created, gap is closed. So this pair can be traded because the gap is being created and the gap is being closed.
Yes.
But it would be difficult pair to do this one. If you see here, earlier it was like equal performance, the gap is increased, little bit closed, but here if you see the gap is going on increasing. So this is a pair drift. So we need to identify the pair drift and we exit the trade here. So if you look at the pharma index also, components of pharma. Yeah, the outperform is Sun Pharma, then Cipla. Now if you observe this pattern here, the pharma pairs are a difficult thing to trade because some news will come overnight. That's US FDA has approved this drug, or US FDA has inspected some facility and come up with some list of corrections to be done. So suddenly there would be a fall, suddenly there would be a rise. See, Divis fell 20% recently. So as a safe trader, it would be difficult to do pharma pairs. It is safer to do the banking combinations. The cement combinations. So ACC and Ambuja are highly correlated pairs. Here there was a gap which was created and the gap is closed. So this was a good entry point and you could have exited here. Like that, you can check out all the sectors. Just click on the TechM and TCS. So here all the statistics of the pair is displayed. What is the previous closing prices, lot sizes, and what is the correlation, which is okay. We said that it should be above 70, so it is above 70. and what was the closing price ratio, minimum price ratio, maximum, and what is the mean price ratio. So based on this, we calculate the Z-score. Right now it is at 2.52.
Okay. So this is excellent. Actually, you have simplified the whole thing for the investors or traders. So they don't have to calculate all these things manually now. It's there in the screener itself, and you can easily see which combination of pairs is trading at an extreme level, and from there you can then choose whether you want to trade or not.
Yeah, so all the calculation, all the difficult part is done by the screener. So all the calculation, you don't need to remember how to calculate them. Only thing is you need to understand what is the significance of that value. What does 2 for 2.52 means? Okay, and here if you see in this table, the past rates are displayed. So when we want to enter, we look at three different entry points. One is at the 3 standard deviation, the second is at 2.7, and third is at 2 standard deviation. So for this pair, if you look at 3 standard deviation, you got 4 opportunities, and you would have made like 1.5 lakhs in those 4 opportunities. So I can expand and see what were the 4 opportunities. So since 2013, 14, recently 20, then recently 21. So, and it shows how many days it has taken to give the profit, and in each trade, how much profit we have made. Similarly, at 2.7 also, 9 trades, and but 1 stop loss was hit. So that too, it was like recently taken TCS and taken stop loss was hit.
So what are the stop loss criteria for this?
See, one stop loss is the 60 days. As we said that we will trade in 1 to 60 day time frame. So we'll give enough time for the pair to recover. So our threshold would be like 60 days. If 60 days is within 60 days, if it is not reaching, we exit the trade. And also we have a percentage kind of things. For example, here we said that stop loss is that 25% of the margin. So whenever the 25% hits, we exit the trade. And also we look at the correlation also. So if the correlation is coming below 60, then we also exit the trade. So when correlation comes below 60, then that will indicate that the pair is drifting and we can exit the trade. Now, if you look at the other charts which are available, this chart will tell us how the performance has been for the last 1 year. I can increase to 2 years, and I can see 5 years also. So in recent time, there was a surge in Tekken, and again it came back to the same level. And this is the distribution chart. So the mean is at 2.59. So this is somewhere here. So this is the mean, and this is the distribution chart. How far it has gone. So this is the price ratio at the maximum, that is 3.36, and here it is 2.52. Sorry, this is 2.04. And some other charts here, the Z-score is displayed, how the Z-score has moved. So right now we said that Z-score is at 2.52. So here it is 2.52. In previous occasions, it went to -4 also. So, and then it recovered. Here the price ratio chart. So it was quoting below the mean, and now it is quoting above the mean. So when it will quote below the mean and when it will quote above the mean, it depends which stock is outperforming. See, one of the stock is outperforming, then it will be coming down. The same stock is outperforming now, the price ratio will go above the mean. So by looking at this chart, we will know which stock is outperforming and which is underperforming.
So when the line is moving up, it's TCS that is outperforming Tech Mahindra.
Yeah, right now the TCS is outperforming and Techem is underperforming. If you look at some other chart also, if you see Lupin and Dr. Reddy's, yeah, here if you look at this chart itself, we can easily say that Dr. Reddy is outperforming and Lupin is underperforming. Here is the price ratio chart. So here, if you see from last 1 year, Dr. Reddy is outperforming UPM. And if you see the mean is also slowly moving up. Correlation chart, we can see in last 1 year what was the correlation. So it went below our threshold of 0.7. Now again it came above the 0.7 threshold. And individual stock charts, you can see, you can change it to candlestick data, you can change it to graph. If you look at Bajaj and Bajaj Finserv, here if you see, good at 3 standard deviation, good at 2.7 because no stop losses were hit. So at 2 standard deviation, this pair is not giving a good returns. See, for 18 opportunities, 4 stop losses were hit, but overall, if you see negative returns, investment of 5 lakhs and about 25% is the stop loss, so huge loss is there. So different pairs at different thresholds give different returns. So here, if you see 6 opportunities, 3.44 lakhs it has given. So when Bajaj Finance and Bajaj Finserv come to 2.7, that is a good time to enter. So right now is it at 2.38. So as a trader, we need to wait for it to come to 2.7, then we can take the trade. Now, people trade without using any software. They just look at, for example, HDFC and HDFC Bank. They look at the difference in the price and they take the trade based on that. But that would be a dangerous thing to do. They will lose money. So if you are doing the price ratio and if you are calculating the Z-score, then we will know that, okay, the pair has come to the peak or the gap has come to the peak and we can take the trade. See, at 2.7, 6 trades have come. I can just expand and see when those trades have come. And generally, if you see, it is going beyond 20 days. So it takes little bit of time, but it's giving average like 57,000 profit. I can expand this and see on each day how it has performed. So you initiated the trade, it went negative. Again, it recovered. Again, it went. Again, in 29 days, it gave the profit. So for this pair, we need to wait for 2.7 to come and we take the trade. So coming to the dashboard, dashboard is the live section where data is refreshed every 1 minute. Here we can watch different pairs, how they are performing on this particular day, compared from yesterday to today, how the pair has moved. Okay, if you look at Infi TCS, from Friday closing till the market closing today, it gave 13,350. So if you were holding that pair, you would have made 13,350 by the end of the day. If you look at the watch list, it will display all the pairs which are above the 0.7 threshold. And for example, here TechM Infi, it is right now quoting at 2.63. Previous day, that is on the Friday close, it was 2.39. Now it is 2.63. So there is an increase in the standard deviation. So today it is in a negative MTM. So from Friday closing till today's closing, it is 15,540. Similarly, Wipro and Infi are also putting at 2.46 and today it is negative. But if we take TechM and TCS, today it has moved in green. So the standard deviation from 2.53, it has come to 2.37. So I can track each pair, how it is behaving, which we can know that which pair is coming up and which pair is going down. In the position section, I can add a trade, I can do paper trade, or you can add a live trade. For example, here Ambuja and UltraTech Cement, which the entry has come. So we enter in the positions and we can track. See, today's profit and loss is 410 rupees, and the current contract profit is 7,520. But overall, because this trade was initiated in June contract and it is been rolled over, so total put together 16,640, around 5% right now it is quoting. But the target is not yet hit. In fact, it is like 2.01. So maybe tomorrow when it comes below 2 standard deviation, then an exit signal will come and we will book the profit.
So you basically enter when the pair is trading at around 2.7 or 3 standard deviation, and when it hits 2 standard deviation, that's the time to exit.
Yeah, so when this we have entered at 3 standard deviation and we are booking profit at 2 standard deviation. Yeah, under the notification sections, you will get the entry exit signals here. Today we did not have any entry or exit signals, so there is no notification at this moment. So if we get any entry and exit, it will be displayed here. So you need to track this section, and if anything is there, we take the trade. Okay. So earlier I said that we no need to monitor the market continuously. So for pair trading, the advantage is that we take the trade at the end of the day. So at the end of the day, that means after 3 o'clock, we take the trade, and profit booking is also after 3 o'clock. So a person who does not have time, they can do pair trading by just spending 20 minutes in a day, maybe at 3 o'clock to 3:20. That's the time you enter and book profit. So that's the advantage of pair trading. And you can look at past trades. Here, for example, from Jan to 4th July, how many trades have come at individual levels. These are rated pairs. So 8 trades have come and 1 stop loss audit. Overall, we made 1,49,000. Similarly, 13 to 12 trades here, 1,27,000. And nowadays it has taken. And lots of features are there. You can watch the demo video where all the features are explained. You can download the screener from pairtrade.in/pairtrade screener. And also you can download the Android version. You can search for pairtrade and install. And you can activate the free trial.
Okay, Mahender. So now I'm sure a lot of people might be still interested in knowing more about pair trades and how they can go about using this particular screener. So is there anything else that you are doing for them?
Yeah, for the people who want to learn the system and want to trade on their own, I generally conduct workshops regularly. So, and also I launched a course in English. Actually, it is in English. So you can go to pairtrade.in and you can check out the course details, and you can join and you can learn the system, which will give you decent profits without risking your capital. And also, and I'm conducting a workshop which is in Hindi. So workshop Hindi में है. So अगस्त 6 और 7 तारीख को है. So आप सीखना चाहते हैं तो आप pair trade workshop attend कर सकते हैं.
Okay, so thanks a lot, Mahender. It was great talking to you about pair trading. I'm sure it's a wonderful concept, and in case if people want to know more about it, then they'll definitely get in touch with you. So you have already shared your contact details, so people can get access to them. People will also find the contact links in the description below. So we'll share your website link in the description box below, so people can go through it. Now, before we end our conversation, we have a ritual wherein we ask a few rapid fire questions. It is just to end on a different note from the markets. So my first question is, what is your most favorite book?
Okay, so I'm not into books actually, but I read a lot of stuff on net. So on a day-to-day basis, I read a lot of stuff.
So what kind of things or what kind of blogs do you read?
Mostly scientific and trading related stuff I will be reading.
Okay.
What is your most memorable day of your life?
I think I remember when government announced 2.11 lakh crores for banks. So that day I was just little bit late, and I just opened the screener at 9:15, and I saw 5 lakhs profit in my account, and that was like it was a huge shock for me, because 5 lakhs in a particular day. So that's it. So on that particular day, I remember till now, that might be the date, October 21st, I think. So that's the date I will never forget.
So that's the day when bank announced when FM Jaitley announced recapitalization of PSU banks. That's the day that you are referring to, right?
Yes. So at that time, screener had this SBI versus all the other banks as the trade. So I was holding those private sector bank versus the public sector banks, and I made a huge profit on that particular day.
Okay. And one life lesson that you would like to share with all of us?
I try to be a genuine person. So that's the thing which I have learned, and try to be useful to others. That's the point which I keep remembering. So that will make the difference in your life.
Okay.
Be useful to others.
Yeah.
So thank you, Mahender, for sharing your insights and time with us. I'm sure our viewers will love using the screener, as well as learning about the strategy was also quite good. So thanks a lot for that.
Right, thank you.
तो ये थे महेंद्र पब्बा जी। इनके साथ हुए दोनों ही एपिसोड्स में हमने पे ट्रेडिंग के बारे में बहुत सारी बातें सीखी और समझी। सबसे पहले एपिसोड में हमने पे ट्रेड्स के जो कुछ बेसिक्स होते हैं वो समझे, और आज के इस एपिसोड में हमने पे ट्रेडिंग का इन्होंने जो सॉफ्टवेयर बनाया है उसे कैसे इस्तेमाल करके आप अच्छे ट्रेड्स आइडेंटिफाई कर सकते हो ये देखा। तो ऐसे ही इंटरेस्टिंग एपिसोड्स आगे भी देखने के लिए हमारी चैनल को ज़रूर सब्सक्राइब कीजिए। थैंक यू।